Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us on Daybreak. So, as Nigeria continues to grapple with the challenges of insecurity, a contentious debate has emerged over the idea of granting amnesty to these bandits. This concept of amnesty is not new to Nigeria, having been used in the past to address conflicts in Nigeria, talking about the Niger Delta and other parts of the country. Now, I'll walk you through, if you remember Niger Delta, during the late president Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, when he came and they had their cries, and major complaint was that you know, they are the host community when it comes to crude oil, but then they do not have enough, and their community is being affected. You know, these are things, when mineral resources are discovered, they tend to cause natural disaster or hazards to people's health. And they say even with that, they should at least have some level of development, which was not there. So we understand at least they had a case. But then, however, the idea of now extending the amnesty to bandits who have been responsible for countless attacks, kidnappings, and killings has sparked intense controversy. Proponents of the idea argued that it could provide a way out of the conflict, allowing bandits to lay down their arms and reintegrate into the society. They point to examples such as the Niger Delta Amnesty program, which they claim has been successful in reducing the violence and promotion of peace in the country or in that region. On the other hand, critics argue that granting amnesty to bandits would be a slap in the face of their victims and would undermine the rule of law. They point out that many of the bandits have committed heinous crimes, including murder, kidnappings, and rape, and that granting them amnesty will send the wrong message about accountability and justice. Now, examples of the devastating impact of banditry can be seen in states such as Zamfara State, Kaduna State, and Niger State, where communities have been ravaged by attacks and kidnappings. Let's not even forget states like Katsina State that have also faced you know, a lot of banditry, and now Kebbi State is also in that. Sokoto State has been having attack back to back, I think from the middle to the end of last year of 2024. So the question is, should Nigeria consider granting amnesty to these bandits, and what are the potential consequences of such action? I want to hear from you about that one. Do you support the idea of granting amnesty to the bandits? Do you think it's a viable solution to, you know, what is going on, to all of this conflict, or do you believe that it will be a mistake on the part of the government to these people? We would want you to share your thoughts. Now, this is a time for Nigerians to take that, so I think I'll just take a sit back and hear from you on that. The numbers will be displayed on your devices. You can call any of the number, and also you can send a WhatsApp message via the first one in case if our phone line gets congested. All right, I think we have our first caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling us from?
I am Ibrahim Pocho, calling from Kebbi State.
Good to have you from Kebbi. Can you please turn on the volume of your TV set? It's good to have someone from Kebbi that we know you even have some parts of Kebbi face insecurity. So what is your take on the amnesty?
Well, honestly, their own message is quite understandable, because things are going, you know, worse to back, or back to worse. Let me put it that way. Because the activities of the bandits is becoming unbearable, despite the fact that the security personnel are doing what it takes on their own capacity. But yet we are still having a whole lot of challenges. Because as we speak, there are some areas that up till now they are able to harvest their crops because the ransom, you know, was placed on them that they must pay a certain amount of money in order to harvest their crops. And because of that, many communities have been in, you know, in a terrifying situation whereby they don't have anything to sell in order to raise the sale amount by the bandits. And some of the security personnel are aware, because the information goes to them that these are the informations or the conditions given by the bandits. And if the communities fail to reach to that conditions, then they are not going to harvest their crops. And the bandits has even given them the limit that if this social route has expired without you giving us the money, we are going to set your farms ablaze. So imagine a community whereby it spends all how many months farming, at the end of the harvest, they are denied access to their crops. What a country. And the most terrible part of it is that the securities are aware, the government is aware. So the amnesty, what they said, honestly speaking, is right. That the government needs to do something. And also, a kind of dialogue has to become involved, because most of these bandits, some of them are tired. They need soft landing. They are afraid of coming out to be among the people because they are going to be arrested. So now, let us, since we are not going to arrest them, we are going to engage them in war and then kill them and then make the country be in peace, then let us have a dialogue. Let them know their arms, not the way that they are going to come out empty-handed, that we have surrendered. No, they should come with their arms, with their groups. Let us have the fact that they have already surrendered with all their weapons. Then the government will now look into the situation that, yes, these people have sincerely regretted the actions and they have surrendered their arms completely, so that we will be sure that they are not going to come back again and terrorize the community. So by so doing, we'll be able to eradicate and then find a lasting solution for the both of us. Because those that live in the city, they are not facing these challenges. Just recently, in one of our communities close by, because of the security.
Are you with me? I just have one question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Now the question is, what about the people that were victims of these people and wants those people to be prosecuted, to have closure about what was done to them? What do you think that how this amnesty could affect them?
Well, in the serious note, if somebody is somebody who have been maltreated and who the family members have been brutalized, killed innocently, seek for justice, we are not going to say that person is wrong. Rather, how is the justice going to be given to the person or to the victim? Judging the fact that the government is not active enough to facilitate the prosecution of such persons, despite the fact that they have been arrested countless times with huge amount of evidence on their heads, but yet they went scot-free. So, those people, I will say, they should please forget about whatever happened, because you cannot fight what you cannot finish. So, let us find a, as I said, we are looking for soft landing. If the victims are saying that we must get justice, who is going to give them the justice? Because the system of government is somehow not straightforward.
Okay.
Therefore, let us find a way that you will live in peace, because you have already lost your loved one. So at the cost of fighting for justice, you will live your life.
Okay.
So that is my take on this.
Appreciate that. It's always good to weigh in pros and cons. Thank you so much for calling with your ideas, your thoughts. Now, what the last caller was talking about is the fact that he feels there should be a sit down with these people, because obviously Nigerian security agencies have tried all means possible and it has not worked. People are still suffering. So, but then talking about victims letting go, it's better. It's easier said than done. We're talking about PTSD earlier. Good morning.
Good morning, Summayya.
Good morning. Good to have you, Shatima from Maiduguri.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's hear your take.
Well, Summayya, to me, Amnesty did not deserve to give in to the bandits. And my reasons are just simple. How can you see, we are comparing these bandits or the Boko Harams with the youth of the Niger Delta. They are different. The youth of the Niger Delta, they have a cause of fighting. Their society has been neglected, as they claim. And they do not kill innocent people. And these bandits, they will come and raid a town. They will pass people. They take people to the bush and they're demanding money. What they don't do to for them without reason. They don't do anything. These people, they are just innocent people. If you are think the economic is hard, everyone is a victim of that. It's experiencing that. It's experiencing that pain. You come and you just take somebody from his house and you take him to bush and you supply him. They sell the only house that they have to shelter in. They sell it and they give you money. And at the end of the day, you say you need just an amnesty. Which kind of amnesty are you talking about? And what about the victim? As you rightly asked, what about the victim? Your sister has been raped by them. They kill your brother, and they say they will be forgiven. Which kind of forgiveness is this? No, the only thing for me is let our soldiers crush them. There is nothing like just amnesty. Like here in Maiduguri, I can remember, is it 2029 or 2010? We have marched into the Ramar Square for a protest. Not Boko Haram to be granted this so-called amnesty. We don't want. We want to test them, and we do. So let them be paced. Let them be crushed. There is nothing like just amnesty. Why somebody use his gun and kill people and pack their belongings and say you will give them the amnesty? Which kind of amnesty are you talking about? What is the cause of their fighting? They don't have cause. They don't have cause. They don't have cause for fighting. They are just disturbing people. They are trying to make illegal money. And somebody have made illegal money and you want to give him amnesty to come and enjoy his money. To come and stay in the midst of of his victim, who just is drinking, he's taking juice. That cannot be so. And I think if they have granted them this amnesty, it is not. There is no equity. There is no equity to be serious. Okay. To be sincere.
Yeah.
To me, that's my take.
All right. I appreciate you, Shatima, for that.
Thank you.
Sharing your take. Obviously, this is still just like it's happening on, social media. It's back here. And it's really amazing to have Nigerians voice out their reasons, their thoughts, and all of that. Yes, I know when the Borno State government pushed for amnesty also for the Boko Haram, thinking it might reduce. But we had a problem with people, after even giving them, how they integrate into the society. Society does not even accept them because people are scared of them and saying they could even be informants and not really, so there is also that fear. What are the basics? If we say we are going to pass it, what about that check of that particular concern? Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling us from?
Good morning, Summayya. I'm Ismail calling from Niger.
All right, good to have you from Niger State this morning. Let's hear your take.
Yeah, actually, just as the last two callers said, giving amnesty to a bandit truly is going to be a shame to us as a nation. The so-called bandits, how many are they? In the world, our military architecture is being credited. We fought in many countries. We fought in Liberia. We fought in Sudan. Our military fought in Sudan. They fight in Liberia. They fight in many places with a lot of victory. The so-called bandits, how many are they? How many are they that we cannot crush them? It's laughable. Is it those that have army need that are lobbying with the government so that they will be given amnesty so that their secrets will not be leaked? Just yesterday, I watched a tip that a Nigerian army was mocking Nigerian army that they are females, ordinary bandits. They cannot even cross ordinary bandits, and that is the truth. We need sincerity in this whole fighting. The issue of giving the amnesty does not even go into play. They should be deal with decisively. Look at what they did in Niger State. Cross an helicopter, kill some of our lives, kill a lot of talented men.
All right, but I have a question for you.
All right, man.
All right. So with everything going on, we've seen that so far it's been challenging. We've seen our army and other security agents come out to make complaints about how it's even difficult to make navigations and all of that. Since the other part is not working, don't you think perhaps the amnesty could work?
The problem is, Summayya, the problem is there is problem even within the military architecture. There is a problem within the military architecture. There are a lot of people within the military officials benefiting from this so-called banditry. I think the federal government has to do a lot in order to address this issue. Yes, it's very obvious. Even within our places here, we have in our park here in Kenji Lake National Park, we also have some group they call Mahmuda. Their leader is called Mahmuda. How many are they? We have super tucano flying over our ear every day. And these people are not in cross. They are there. In fact, some of the villages, they are even ruling some of the villages in our places here. So it's very embarrassing.
Yeah.
Some of the groups came to even take over our barrack. Thank God for the gallant 101 and 221 battalion boys that deal with us decisively. So what are we doing with these people? How all it takes to call these people? Why are we politicizing the issue of security in our nation? We are suffering. The common men are suffering. Farmers are not even go to farm. We are having a lot of food insecurity because of the bandits. How many are they? Our soldiers are so gallant. Let there be sincerity in the army.
All right.
Architecture. Within 2 hours we'll be finished.
Okay.
We have the airmen. We have the 101 and artillery boys who are very gallant, who are very ready to do the job. Are they giving order?
Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate you for calling in to share your take. After all, it's all about your country, so we need to be really invested on all of this. Yes, truly, Nigerian army gallantry cannot even be overemphasized. We know we are capable. We know that not anybody that wants to even join the army is really passionate. And yet it's a fact that we know that security agencies, not only the army, but even in the police, there are people sponsoring, this, because there is no place with war without warlords, without people that sponsor and know the business, literally turning it into a business to, cause mayhem in a country. And we even saw the army themselves accept that there are people from security agencies moving firearms and selling to these bandits. So that is a fact. So it's a case of, even when South Korea had to hold a president accountable for what he did, I feel like the government should have definitely political will to hold these people accountable, and investigation could be made. So yes, amazing thoughts on that and contribution. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling us from?
Yes, I'm calling from Gusau, the Zamfara State Capital.
Good to have you from Gusau. Someone from Zamfara that have been facing banditry. With all the terrors that you've been seeing around you, do you think amnesty should be granted?
No, I don't buy the idea of granting amnesty to those bandits.
Okay.
Because I'm among the victims of banditry in Nigeria and in Zamfara State in particular. So, what is their cause of action? What is their cause? Like the last speaker said, Niger Delta, they have direction why they are fighting the federal government. But what about the bandit now?
Yeah.
What is their course of action? They don't have. They are only tips. They are tips. They are not fighting for anybody's right. They are tips. If not, why did you take innocent person? You either meet him in his house or on the road, take him to the bush and demand money. What does that innocent person did to you? What did he do to you? Meaning that they don't have any sense of direction. They are only thieves looking for money. Like the last speaker said, they want to enjoy the huge amount of money they gather from innocent persons. And there is one speaker now, the last one, the last speaker, saying that there is problem with security agents.
Okay, yeah.
Nigeria have been fighting and they won. So what happened to us here in Nigeria? What happened? All those bandits, the villagers knew where they are. The security agents, most of them knew where they are. Have they ever go to their location or where they are sitting and challenge them? They always defend. They always defend. Why don't them carry their machine guns and meet them? The location where the villagers have been telling them. Even small boy of 7 years, if you take him, he will carry you directly to where those bandits are. But you will hear jet or whatever it is, mistakenly, according to their opinion, they thought that it is what do you call them, bandit or lakura or whatever it is.
Yeah.
No. Let us think twice.
Okay.
Let us think twice. Those who are proposing to grant amnesty to those bandits, they are among them. They are the sponsors. Thank you.
Okay, I appreciate that. That's a huge allegation. You know, some of the people, one person that I know has been a face of this as the governor of Kaduna State, Governor Obasani, and I don't want to be in his shoes right now because he inherited this insecurity and it has even escalated. You know, in his own tenure, it starts with the kidnapping in Tudimbiri, you know, the many situations that happened, Kajuru, I think Igabi local government, Birnongwari, these are places that have experienced a ton load of insecurity. So he's pushing, you know, if we've tried this and it's not working, perhaps we should try the other one. So I wanted to put everything into perspective. If we can go for the amnesty and at least get to a point where we would say Nigeria is better and, you know, insecurity free, would that help? Or do you think, do you know, this is literally taking, you know, justice out of the bag because these people are still fighting PTSDs. We've had people that spent multiple times with these people. These people had multiple rape, you know, and even had a baby out of that. And these are things that people are still fighting. Everybody that has been in kidnappers in these people's den for the long time would come out and they have their shadow of themselves. It is really scary, the terror that these people have caused, you know, communities, human beings, families. Let's not forget even what happened here in the FCT, talking about the Nabiha's family, where they kidnapped sisters, killed one of them, sent them, they paid ransom, they needed more. It was really chaotic, a torment for the family. I know they will forever remember. So what happens if these people are free and reintegrate into their you know, society? What happens to their own justice? How do they get their own closure? So weigh this too, and let's hear your take on that. Good morning. Good morning. Do we still have the caller on the line? All right, I think you have to go and call us. I think we have a few messages that will be taken soon. But then, yes, call us via any of the numbers displayed on your devices. Let's hear from you about this amnesty that has been pushed, you know, a way that the governments are thinking and leaders are thinking could help curb insecurity and bedeviling the country. Now, we have been charging them, saying they need to do more come 2025. So they're trying this. Since we've tried every other way, let's try this and see. So what is your take on this? Do you think that the federal government would be able to fight, you know, insecurity by granting amnesty to these people that have created mayhem? And what would be the negotiation like? You know, you have to have something to give someone. Talking about the Niger Delta that we are all making reference to, Yaradua sat down with them and said, okay, we'll do this. We'll create a commission for the Niger Delta to help, you know, fix your own problem. So what do we give the bandits, or what do they give us in return for that thing to come to place? Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Bright Akinyemi, I'm calling from Ondo State, Nigeria.
It's good to have you from Ondo State. Let's hear your take.
Yeah, I don't support the idea at all.
Okay.
I 100% sure their operation, there is someone in government behind, and to stop it, there is nothing. It's not like it's hard for government to stop it. Okay, now they are talking about amnesty for bandits. Have them even supplied the need of the army? What about the Amateku in Ondo State, in other states? The government supply their need, and these people, especially Amateku, they are working very hard. It's very hard for someone to manipulate them against people. It's very hard. They stand and say the truth. I'm aware of many of them in Ondo State here. So I don't support the idea at all. And I'm 100% sure that our leaders, especially from Arab, they are the backbone of these wicked people operating in Nigeria.
Yeah.
The Lord will help us.
Okay, I appreciate you for sharing your take on that. Thank you so much for calling us. Our caller made reference to the Amotekun group, and this is one thing that yes, we've seen. There's been a lot of push. You know, communities have grown to fight back. You know, because the government was a bit not doing as they would have expected. So there was groups here and there being created, vigilante groups and all of that. And these are citizens that are wholeheartedly in the community, and they know the pain of that community, and they're fighting back. But there's one thing that they have been complaining about: the lack of enough of ammunition to help them fight these people. In every attack, we've seen vigilante lose their life because of you know, attacks and they do not have what to protect themselves from. So people have been pushing that could help at least curb some level of insecurity in rural areas. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, your name and where you're calling us from?
I'm Ahmed Baba from Masadi, Benin State.
Okay, Ahmed, good to have you.
My take on the topic is that I'm seriously, I oppose to the point, or to the
that they should be amnesty.
To grant, I say I'm against the granting the amnesty to the bandits.
Okay.
I'm against it.
Okay.
Because experience have shown that some of these bandits who claim to have surrendered, many of them have gone back to the bush to reinforce themselves. They only come surrender. After surrendering, they eat buoyantly and survey the more areas where they will carry out their nefarious, their criminal activities. So there is no idea, there's no normal person that will we agreed that amnesty should be granted to people, criminals who have killed so many people, innocent people for that matter. Then later they will say they should be granted amnesty. What is the reason for the amnesty? These people have been enjoyed, they know what the benefit they are getting from their criminality. So I'm seriously against the claim or the plan to grant them amnesty. The only, if you see, nobody prays to be a victim of these criminals. The way they suffer people in the bush just to collect money. Their actions cannot be compared with people of Niger Delta. Niger Delta, everybody knows that because Nigerians are getting money, resources from them, and they are not giving them what they deserve. That is why they raise against the government. The bandits are kidnapping, killing innocent people, anybody that comes their way. So they do not deserve any amnesty at all. So the soldiers should go in. It's unfortunate that as people are saying allegation, definitely there are some military, sub-military and other political business that they are in support of these bandits. See what a Zamfara state governor, a governor for that matter, is mentioning those, even some of the top executive ministers in the present government, that they are especially the bandits. The government should wake up and do the needful. Thank you.
Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that take. Now, a lot of people are, are leaning towards not granting the amnesty, and I get the concern. One of the major concern is what would be the exchange like? What would Nigerian government have to put? We all know every amnesty intervention comes with a lot of money, and that money is coming from the government as well. So do these people deserve that? And then there is the integration. These people sometimes, let's not forget the power of holding a gun. You get to dictate how someone behaves, and then now you're taking that gun off a person. How would the person adjust to being a normal person in a society? And also there's a pushback from society. Society would not want to have someone, that's a bandit saying that I've repented and I'm in this community and all of that. So there is that concern as well. But let's pick some messages that we have for, this morning. Says, to me, there is no reason to amnesty for the bandits. If you give them the amnesty, what will happen to the family and relatives of the people that they killed or injured? Can they be reactivated or consider amnesty to their lives as well? Thank you. But he also added, talking about Nigerian hunters and Forest Security Service just command. He said, I'm not in support. Okay, he said he's SH John, and he is not in support of the federal government granting amnesty to bandits. However, he's calling on the president, Mr. President, to give Nigerian hunters and Forest Security Service a legal backing to flush out the bandits in our own forest. And hopefully, we get to see that and understand, that concern. So these are people who are hunters who have tried everything that they can do in their own quota to, give back to our own society because, this is something that really affects, our own country. Banditry has really crippled Nigerian economy. It has crippled our economy to a point where, farmers don't go to farm. Families have sold their land to pay off bandits. Farmers have been kidnapped in their farmland. Farmers have been killed in their farmland. Their farm produce, if eventually you are allowed to even farm in your own land, then you get to pick half of this produce to give to these bandits. Communities have been taken over by these bandits. It is really, really scary. But then thank you so much, John Genderi, for that message. Appreciate you. Still talking about the amnesty. Should it be given or not? Now, I've given you the concerns of people talking about why it should not be given. But then for the person, first caller that talked about it should be given, it's like insecurity has been bedeviling the country. Our government have tried everything. This should work. At least we should try it. What is your take on that? Good morning.
Good morning,
Sister, good morning.
Yeah, it's good to have you. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Rabiu from Katsina State. Rabiu Salis from Katsina State.
It's good to have you, Rabiu. Katsina is also has been bedeviled by insecurity. So what is your take on this amnesty program?
Yes, exactly. Katsina, we are suffering from perennial problem of insecurity. So I think it is a knee-jerk reaction. Anybody who do not witness any attack by the bandits, so we do not impose on amnesty about these bandits. Because somebody like me who escaped from 3 attacks by bandits,
Wow.
I cannot in any way support amnesty for these hoodlums. Because whatever they have been doing, their mode of operandi and other things has already been known. Then killing, attacking people, meaning even when the amnesty has been granted, they will not respect the amnesty. Because whatever reconciliation had been done, they will break the rules and regulation. Because somebody who can kidnap a person within a week to get 10 million naira as a ransom, how did you think he can leave the occupation and tell another life? It's not possible. So it is good we can think and ponder to find the alternative way for mitigating this problem. Our security personnel are doing their best. They are not as powerful as the bandits are not as powerful as our security personnel. They are not trained like our security personnel. They don't have the courage like our security personnel. So what the government is want to do is to support adequate funding to support, train and retrain our security personnel. Within short time, we will finish the bandits. So this amnesty is a immediate reaction. No sensible person can think of doing amnesty in end of this banditry because they cannot respect any rules and regulations.
Okay.
But remember, presently, when people are in captivity, even yesterday, the ransom were collected. So how did you really think to do amnesty for this program? They will still continue doing it. So we are not in any way supporting this amnesty of the bandits. Because if your brethren were kidnapped and you grab money as a family to collect ransom, to give ransom in exchange of that man, so how did you feel besides this current predicament?
Yeah, all right. I guess
it's good to think carefully. Yes.
I appreciate you, Rabiu. Thank you so much for that call. Rabiu talked about the fact that there is, what the situation where we say, I used to pity a thief before, but then someone stole from me, and then I understand the pain. That was the case of Rabiu. He said he has survived 3 attempted attacks, perhaps on the road. We know how bandits have disturbed the even Kaduna-Katsina road. So that was his concern, and he says that Nigerian army are gallant, our security agents in general, they're gallant and they could handle this. So training and retraining, and one of the other things is personnel. We know that the Nigerian security force need more people. So hopefully we get to see some massive recruitment in 2025. Our security men have even lost their lives, fighting banditry, terrorism in 2024, and we don't want to see a replication of that. But he also pointed one thing. How about the trust? Do we trust these people? These people that have, been doing this, if they should say they are going to do it, should we believe that they will literally change? Because we'll be giving them power. We'll be at a larger and huge risk if we put them back into the society and their, intentions are not really clean. Now, earlier last week, I know we had about 3 community leaders, Fulani community leaders, having a sit down with one of the notorious bandit leader, talking about Bello Tuji, and they pleaded with him that he should not be blocking Zamfara Gusau Road, giving people some access. He should not be kidnapping. But then, I think just 2-3 days after that, he went and continued the same thing. So it's like there is no even reasoning with this, kind of people. Now, I'm not saying we could not have some people that are genuinely exhausted, because our caller said some of them are even exhausted. They realize it is not even beneficial to them. So perhaps they want to lay down their weapons and stay away from that heinous crime and acts. But then there is still that concern. A lot of things are, it's in the middle of all of this, and it's still something that is still being battled, being discussed. There's still more dialogue on that, and that's one thing I really love when it comes to 2024 to 2025. Social media has made us aware. Nigerians are already intelligent people, so there is room for discussion. If there's something the leaders decide to do, it's not really okay with the people push back and will continue until we find best solution. And we hope at the end of the day we get the best of the best out of whatever decision comes to it. The most important vision and mission of Nigeria, every of us, starting from a child to the level of the president, is that we have to fight insecurity and put a stop to banditry and terrorism in 2025 in Nigeria. And hopefully we will push until we get to that, because we need our country to grow, and that is crippling our growth. This is the much that we can take in terms of calls and the messages. Appreciate all of you. It has been really insightful. You give a lot of angle that I even did not. That's where we learn and relearn from each other. And hopefully we get personnel in our security agents to train and retrain. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have someone joining us to dive into this discussion when it comes to this amnesty that is been intended to be given to bandits. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.